Good afternoon, Deputy Premier, Minister, Michael, my fellow advisory panel members and everyone else who's here. In May of this year, when the New South Wales Government released the ICT strategy, the Minister promised to report back to us, to the industry and the community, on how we were going in relation to that strategy. And as promised, here we are. It's been 5 months since the strategy and just over a year since the last ICT forum. And I think in that time there's evidence of a strong record of industry engagement about keeping us up to date on the government's plans, achievements and taking advice on where further improvements can be made. In that short time, a great deal has been achieved, not the least of which is the ICT strategy itself. A strategy which I have no doubt will achieve some great outcomes for New South Wales. The panel played a key role in advising on that strategy, in particular in relation to moving the government to more modern approaches, something as a service offerings around procurement. And not surprisingly, as industry representatives, the panel also advised the government on forums like this and how we can handle better industry engagement. These play a key role in bringing people together to get fresh ideas and keep the momentum. In my view, the strategy can provide a strong service delivery benefits for the industry and the community. The Service New South Wales initiative is a key example of how the government has moved quickly to streamline service delivery. As the Minister noticed, we will be able to go to one place for a range of transaction or transact with the government online, easily and quickly. Businesses will be able to conduct more of their licensing and reporting online or through one government office without having to go from one place to another. The benefits in terms of business efficiencies will be considerable. Everyone benefits: businesses, the community, the government agencies. The government engagement with the community through social media is another example of the commitment to service of the industry. Having a central government social media policy that promotes its use across all agencies will ensure that the agencies are providing services in a way that match the community expectations. The strategy can deliver savings for the government, and of course this means a benefit for all taxpayers. Being one of those, I'm in favour of it. It can also deliver efficiencies that have major implications for the way the public sector does business. As I've just said, there'll be external benefits to the service delivery. But it also means that the public sector will be able to perform better, react quicker and with greater efficiency, and be more responsive to the needs of government and the community. I congratulate the Minister and the government for starting this ambitious process of transformation. Indeed, not only has the process started, but as the Minister outlined in his address, a number of actions have already been delivered. I also congratulate everyone on reporting back to the public and the industry on the progress so far, and for continuing to work closely with the non-government sector as we look for ways to improve and adopt new technologies and to change. Many of us here are responsible for introducing and delivering change in our own organisations. Change is difficult. It tests our resolve. It asks questions of people that people quite often wouldn't wish had been asked. Along with my colleagues on the advisory panel, I've had the privilege of providing advice to the government on how to change the government's approach to ICT, how to transform the way ICT is used to improve services, and how to be more efficient. It's been a further privilege to participate in the ICT board and on many cross-agency working groups that are planned to significantly improve ICT delivery. It's been a fascinating experience and has opened my eyes to the working of the government and the unique issues faced by the New South Wales public sector. What's been particularly impressive has been to see people from so many different agencies coming together and working together so closely, trying to deliver whole of government benefits. When I compare this task of transformation in the public sector with that of a large private organisation, for example my own, I would describe it this way. The problems are similar, but the challenges are very different. In many respects, the organisation I work for is much like any other large private company. We have different parts of the organisation that provide different services and deliver different functions. They're all very valuable and they all deliver benefits to the business. However, they're all very much part of one organisation. It's ingrained not only in the jobs we do every day, but in the culture we have behind us. We've worked hard to streamline our functions so we're not duplicating, and so we can provide consistent and reliable picture of how the bank's travelling. We update our financial performance reports on a daily basis. This helps us respond quickly as issues arise and to take early action. In essence, you could say that we've already addressed a number of the issues that are facing New South Wales. But I know, from first-hand experience, the government is not so agile. I don't mean to be critical here. It's just to acknowledge that the government is a very different beast to private enterprise. Different government agencies deliver different services. Police, family, community services, health, education, to name just a few. They deliver different services in different ways, with different resources, different priorities, and on some very different IT infrastructure. It's not an easy task to engage in a change process where there are so many diverse agencies, so many complex services involved. Over the last decade at least, the government departments have been through many administrative and reporting changes. This has increased the level of difficulty in achieving consistent approaches to ICT across the government, let alone within agencies themselves. But I'm not the first person to recognise this. And this is why I think an approach that's outlined in the strategy is such a sensible one. It's not a one-size-fits-all document. It's not prescriptive, but it lays out an ambitious roadmap to build consistency across government in a measured way. The strategy has a set of core principles that should apply to any organisation: collaboration, standardisation, sharing of expertise, locating and leveraging best practice, including where that best practice is in industry. The challenge, I think, is to get the best value from this collaboration and turn it into tangible results. The next year for the advisory panel will be a busy one, and I look forward to assisting in delivering some of those results. The government's ICT agenda is also very full, which means that it's going to be a busy time for the government as well. As the Minister just outlined, he's opened up expressions of interest for participation in the panel this year. This will bring some new perspectives to the table and some new insights in how industry can help with some of the unique challenges facing the government. I know the Minister and the Department of Finance and Services has highly valued the contribution of the panel members, and so have I. At the same time, panel members have now built up a considerable experience in how the government works. It makes sense to retain some continuity, and I'm honoured to have been asked to continue to chair the panel for a further year. After that time, it's been an incredibly busy year, and with another one to come, I think I'll be very glad to hand over the reins. So finally, on behalf of the panel, I thank the Minister for the opportunity to help, and I hope that the industry perspective we've brought has been of some use. Thank you.
Thank you.